learned to play with our layers. Making sure that our window layers is open. If you go to window, if you don't see it, layers should be checked it off and you can see it. Sometimes your layers might be somewhere else in your page. Just make sure it's that, because we're gonna play a little more. So now we're gonna go into let's see. I kind of want Ralph Lauren, like horses, Ralph Lauren. I'm trying to build, and you can see from my mood page, is very Americana. Okay? I was watching, what was it, like American Primable? Did anyone watch that? No? In Netflix? It was pretty okay. Wasn't bad. Primable, whatever. With Betty Gilbert or whatever her name is. Yeah, thank you. It was pretty okay. I'm looking for another image that's more, like, let's just put vintage. Perfect. This one's a good one. I'm just gonna drag it. She is not of best. Oh, she's pretty good quality actually. So then we're gonna go here. Now, a reminder, if I wanna switch where she's at, I want her to be in the background. What I do, click and drag down my layer until I know where the placement is. Okay, you saw it again. I'm gonna show you. If you wanna go a step backwards, you go Command C or Control C in PC. Control C, look at this, all the way out. It goes back. But if you wanna go forward, it's Shift Command C or Shift Control C. Now, one thing with Photoshop, and I will tell you, if you go to Window, you go to History, you will notice you can also see how your steps are. One thing with those steps, Photoshop only records about 45 steps backwards. Be very careful, because that's why I tell you to save as you work. If you don't save, just like what happened, their Photoshop crashed out. It likes to do that. It usually likes to do that when you're done. Okay? So be careful, always save. Just Command C or Control S to save, or Command S. So just Command S all the time. Just do it. Even though nowadays Photoshop says that auto saves, don't believe her. She does not. Don't believe her. Till this day, she has not been so autosave friendly, for me at least. Okay. So now I have shown you how to make a picture bigger, smaller, correct? How to select the picture. How to go backwards and forwards. Now, let's get a little more complicated. I'm gonna look for Ralph Lauren vintage leather jacket. With fringe, because it makes me happy. Yes, that one's it. This image, love that shoulder. Now, what happens with this though, is that I don't want the background. I do not want the background to be shown. I want to erase the background. There's a few ways to do it. I'll show you the complicated way and I'll show you the very fast way. There's a few ones. So one thing about Photoshop, if you're not sure what tool on the side does, if you just hover on top of the tool, it will show you what it does. And not only that, now it comes a little video, and it will show you the video of what the Marquee
tools are used specifically to create rectangular or elliptical selections
on
your image. They're one of the many ways to create.
So if you're not really sure, that's why they are. Just hover. Don't even click on it. Just hover on top of it, and it will show you a video. You can click on the video to be shown. For now, we're good. So we have the lasso tool. I can go and select freehand and erase. That's gonna take me forever. Okay. Click and drag. Now, another thing that I will show you is, let's put my layers on. If I were to click and drag, and let's just say this layer is number 3, but what I really want is the polo layer. Look what happens. It's not gonna erase it. You see that? Because what happened? I'm in the wrong layer. I need to be in the right layer to erase things. So keep that in mind. So if that's the case, I go to layer 3 and I erase it. You understand? Know where your layers are at. Photoshop is all about layers. So, okay, I'm gonna Command Z or Control C going backward because there's a faster way. But I'm gonna show you different ways of selecting things. There's also a lasso. If you click and hold, there's gonna be more tools. And there's gonna be a magnetic lasso. Let's do that. And that one, you're just gonna be, instead of clicking and dragging, freehand, you're just gonna go click, click. You're just gonna click. You see the difference? Kinda, correct? Yeah. Okay. So then we go, there's another one. If you have the one tool, you see that little one next to it? You go to you can go and object quick selection tool. Oh, by the way, if you want to make your selection bigger, your brush, open brackets, close brackets. Sorry, hold on a second. Look at my selection. Open brackets, close brackets. So then I just select it and I'm magically done. Give me a sec, guys. So then look how much faster that is. So we had freehand with the lasso tool. Now we have a help with the quick selection tool. And look what happens here. Click and drag it. Look what happens. Make sure that's the thing. And just select what I can. Done. Yes.
You can also do, since it's the same color, if you're just getting rid of the border, you can go to select to do
Yes.
color.
Oh, which one?
Select.
Uh-huh. Select subject. We're not there, Owen.
No. Go to the select bar.
No, this one.
No, above. Select, like on the top Photoshop where viewer is.
No, yes. So give me a sec, Owen. So that's the thing. I'm just showing you selection tool. So then,
But that's a way to
mm-hmm.
it's faster because it's just one solid color.
Yes, and yes, you're right. But I'm trying one thing at a time, Owen. One thing at a time. So because guess what? So we have the selection tool. I'm not saying no, but I'm showing just specific with tools right now. So then what's gonna happen is you're gonna have, now the fastest way, if you make sure to have this layer, you go to the one, right here says select subject. Click on it. It's gonna take a minute and it's gonna show up. If you shift Command I, which means inverse selection, or you go to edit and you go into inverse selection, where are you? Sorry, it's in select. Where are you? Select and inverse selection. Hold on a second. Is there? Okay.
Yeah, it's like the third one down.
There you go. You're right. Inverse selection, shift Command I or shift Control I. Done. All at once. The difference with this, though, is you have to know what you're doing. Now, sometimes I've noticed that some of you have left the selection. You see the little dashes? You might have left the selection running. When that happens, you're not going to be able to work on your other layers. You have to deselect. So Command D is deselecting. Because let's just say I go to this other layer and I want to move it. Look what's going to happen. It's going to think that I'm just moving based on my selection before. So what you're going to do is like Command D or Control D to deselect entirely, or just click outside the canvas. or just do another marquee and just do other different things. Okay? Now that I have cleaned it, I just want her elbow right here. Now another way would be, I'm not showing you right now a different thing, so let's just put her here. I just want her elbow. And you see the controls, if you go, some of you figured out that you can actually spin it. Look at the controls, I'm just moving it. If you're in diagonal, you can move it. There you go. I think I want her to be in a bigger space now, and there you go. And let's make sure I save. In instances when I see little sections like this, you can easily just use your lasso tool really quickly and erase it. That's it. You don't have to do that much. So you can, in other words, it's gonna be based on what you need to do with your image, okay? I need to make this bigger by a lot, or maybe not. Maybe I switch images. I think by switching images might be better. There she is. There she is. Maybe I make this big. Actually, let me make this bigger. Perfect. Look at the difference. Now, I am thinking maybe she is too square. Same situation. We can go to the 1 tool. Again, select subject. See what happens. Sometimes it's not very clean because of that, of the image. Okay? And it's okay. What you can do is like, okay, so you see how my image did not get selected so nicely? You see that? Look at the hair. It did not get selected so nicely. If that's the case, this is when you want to refine it. So what you do, give me 1 sec. Oh, you should. So press tab. Tab or F. So you click and drag lasso. You might not see the lasso tool because you might have to click and hold on lasso, okay? So then we're gonna go here. If you go into shift, you see how my lasso tool has a little plus adding? You see that? You see it, right guys? You can add to your selection by clicking and dragging, or you can minus selection by clicking and dragging. You see the difference now? So I don't have to do all of the selection, but at least I can just work on it to make it prettier. Because some images are not gonna be so nicely done. So just come here, done. Now I can work on this a lot more. We're gonna work on it more next week to refine it. Right now I want you to just see how much you can get done. So going back to this, select tool, lasso tool. The Marquee tool is very simple, same concept. I just click and drag to create rectangles and erase if I want to. You see the difference now, correct? This is more rectangular for the Marquee tool. This is more freehand for things that are very small detail. The one helped us do select subject for more detail edges to erase. So I want you to play with your layout. I don't necessarily want everything so rectangular photos on top of each other. Try to give me details. Look what I did with this leaf. This leaf has some details to it. There's some free edges to it. I'm not telling you to do an entire mood page. Try to get as much as possible, at least 3 to 4 images that look like you're trying to create a layout by next week. I want to see where everyone's at, and we'll continue it. And then we're going to be adding more tools. Okay? Okay.